and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. We've tackled all the big stories over the summer, the Olympics, the credit crunch, and Carol Vorderman leaving Countdown. But as a special bonus, here are some of the rounds we didn't have time to fit into the original programmes, along with some of our favourite moments. Hope you enjoy it. We start with a round called Headliners. Here's a picture of the spectacular opening to the Olympic Games. But what does BGMC stand for?
Is it British Gas Managers Celebrate?
Is it British Games Much Crapper?
Is it Bottled Gas Meets Cigarette?
I know this one, actually. It's Barry George, Merry Christmas.
Is it Badger's Grenade Mouse Compound?
That's a very large mouse compound, isn't it? I didn't know the mice were capable of that, and it's all gone to nothing because of the badger's attack.
I didn't know the badgers were capable of that. That's appalling. They grenaded it,
The
for
thing
God's
is,
sake. This is an escalation.
The thing is, Dara, you anger a badger, it will do anything. I saw a pensioner punch a badger in the face. Within seconds, no skin.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, the badger going and sourcing grenades is the bit I find particularly
I'll be honest
impressive.
with you, it was a joke. I'm now being held accountable for something.
Let me get this straight. You anger a badger to make it do anything? Because for years I've been playing them Barry White. And...
We once had a badger run over outside the house.
You had him run over?
No,
What
no,
kind
no.
of...
No.
Yeah.
There was a badger.
What kind of butler have you got?
A badger
Have
was...
him run over for me.
No.
We shall sit in a throne and watch this.
You're like the godfather of the vermin world.
A badger was run over outside the house, and my parents were staying, and this badger obviously had to be killed, put down, to put it out of its pain. And all my father could find was a big stick. So he went outside and he had to hit the badger repeatedly with this big stick. And this is remembered by my son, because it was explained to him like this, as the time Grandad made the badger better with the stick.
Are you sure that's actually what happened?
At the point the badger has been run over, and then this old guy comes up and tries to finish it off with a stick.
It freaks my dad out, actually, thinking about it. It's horrible.
Your dad gets badger flashback.
Just big black and white and white and black and black and white and claw, and then red! Black, white, red all over.
Turn off Wind in the Willows! Turn off Wind in the Willows!
Are you sure it's not barbecue's gone massively cockeyed?
Surely it was in a Chinese paper. It's actually...
That's fine now, is it? Just to sort of say Chinese sounds a bit weird. Now China's got an economy, the racism's all allowed again.
Is it properly Beijing Games most costly, I would have thought?
Yes, it is. Very good. Well done, Hugh Jack. Yes, the answer I was looking for was Beijing Games most costly. This is the news that the Beijing Olympics costs are expected to exceed £20 billion, making the most expensive in history. The opening ceremony is watched by 91,000 spectators and dozens of world leaders in the Olympic Stadium.
Is there really a purpose to having an Olympic opening ceremony? It's not like I would have switched on the telly today and seen people jumping into sandpits and going, what the hell's this? Hollyoaks has changed. I didn't even like the opening ceremony, man.
How can you not have liked the opening ceremony?
People in tracksuits and explosions. I had a flashback to living in Glasgow.
Whenever we're giving ourselves a target of 42 medals, why don't we just say, oh, we're hoping to get one medal and not have the pressure on ourselves? If we get any more, it'll be a bit of a bonus.
I think that has something to do with the fact that we've spent 235 million quid and the feeling that that's a lot of money for, say, one bronze medal.
What we should
Actually, bronze wholesale is relatively cheap. You can get more than one medal's worth for 235 million quid.
What's great about watching the Olympics is how quickly you become an expert in something that you know nothing about. Right? I genuinely found myself shouting at the shooting, just hit the targets in the early rounds. You can't win it in the qualifiers, but you can lose it. What did I mean by that?
It's like the beam. The beam's the one when you see the freaky little girls just doing all that kind of spinny stuff. When one of them falls off, you're like, oh, what are you doing? Just go easy. And then but you know, if I had those abilities, so they've got to flip on, I would not be able to do it. I've been like Asda, just triple spinning like that, just to freak people out.
So you don't ask the question, how can they do that, but how can they stop?
Absolutely. Yeah. Think about that. If you could flip 5 times, you would do that down the aisle of a supermarket, would you not?
I can and don't.
The answer is 1,000,000%. What is the question?
Is it, what is the blood alcohol content of Amy Winehouse?
Is it, after a recent power surge, what did Stephen Hawking say over and over again for 3 days?
How much does Max Mosley's blood pressure go up when he smells leather?
Is it, what increase in population will Kerry Katona be responsible for by the time her womb finally succumbs to the ravages of time and chicken drumsticks?
Is it? How much did exaggerations go up last year?
Is the real answer, what is the rate of inflation in Zimbabwe?
Yes, it is, actually, yes. Very good, Lucy Porter, yes. Yes, Lucy, the question I was looking for is, what is the estimated current inflation rate in Zimbabwe? This is the escalating economic disaster under Robert Mugabe's regime, with prices doubling every hour. Many Zimbabweans are now unable to afford even the most basic supply.
You wouldn't spend too long browsing in a Zimbabwean shop, would you?
Do you know that they did a survey this week said that Zimbabwean people are the least contented people in the world? There's just no pleasing some people.
They've had an election, they've got loads of money. What do you want, for God's sake?
They've had an election that was so corrupt that second place actually went to Ant and Dec. To be fair, though, I mean, people give him a hard time, but he actually, you know, he ran a good campaign, he had a good slogan, vote for me and I won't kill you. And he was very good on Zimbabwean question time. That's a good question. Have him taken away and killed.
I do genuinely, like Frankie says, as you know, in the international community are just sort of making these symbolic gestures. Say the EU say they won't recognise the legitimacy of his government, but that is irrelevant. He continues. It's a nonsense. There's no reality in that gesture. It's like taking away Joseph Fritzl's Dad of the Year mug. It's really, it's completely meaningless. And then our big solution to this, as a government, as a nation, as a force, Gordon Brown meets with Cobra to decide, it's the big one, we're going to remove cricket, we won't play with cricket. Like that, like this is going to, you know, tame criminals, like you're going to have people being sent down for murder and rape. 2 years, no cricket, suspended, no Scrabble. It's a complete nonsense. No French cricket, no cricket of any time. Like Mugabe's going to react to that. Like he's going to go, I will remove myself from government. I already have 2020 tickets. I cannot... Gordon Brown, why you be so harsh with this nation? It's nonsense.
That was an incredible impression.
I just want to say... I know it's difficult.
Can I just say, with that level of impressionistic ability, you're going to fit right in on this show.
Gordon Brown, why you take away my cricket? OK, let me give you a hint. He doesn't speak as if he's going to turn and play something on the steel drum for 10 minutes.
He does. It went a bit West Indian.
Election and ting.
But did they tally up the votes? They are going to tally the banana.
I've never really heard him speak. Have you heard him speak?
What, so you just made up whatever accent you felt like? Why didn't you give him like a Dutch... Give him a Dutch accent or something. Make it give him like a comedy.
I'd alternatively like to do my impression of Morgan Tsvangirai. No. Did you see, though, that he'd apparently gone into hiding in the Dutch embassy? Now, if they know where he is, surely he hasn't gone into hiding. You didn't go, oh, let's play hide and seek, you count to 10, and when you open your eyes, I'm in that tree over there.
Let's be honest, of all the places you're going to hide, once the Colombian embassy are too paranoid to open the door, second place is obviously the Dutch embassy, who are always willing to let anybody in case they have pizza. Just stand there, come on on, man, it's party time. What's going on out there? That's a Dutch accent. That's great.
Very good accent.
I can't tell the difference between the two.
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prince of Wales.
Ah, good afternoon, Your Highness. Oh, we're wearing the same thing. How terribly embarrassing. I didn't know you had a kilt. Well, we didn't have a kilt. It was the inquest. Oh, look, someone's been sick. Has Harry been in? There is your luggage, Your Highness. Oh, good. That's my cheese for the journey. That's not your cheese, you fool. That's my makeup. Are you sure? You need a lot more than that. The train's just about ready to go, so are you sure that wasn't my cheese? I'm bloody hungry. Anyway, don't want to keep anyone waiting. Wish my mother felt the same. Here's a good one for you. How do you tell what clan a Scotsman is? You put your hand up his kilt, and if he's got a quarter-pounder, then he's a MacDonald. Well, this is your compartment, Your Highness. Right. Why is it padded? Your mother told us you're a dangerous lunatic. Do you have any cheese? Big bit? About that big? Well, that was lovely. I think it's very good. Only one problem. Doesn't seem to have an engine. Could it be up there? Why would it be up there, you old trout? You don't put an engine on it. You don't have an engine up there, do you?
Well, an engine on the top... No, we don't keep the engine on the top of the train. The engine is generally at the front or the back of the train, yes.
Well, that's what I thought. It's... I just wondered... Well, don't. Oh, hello there. Do you have any cheese? I just want some cheese. Anyway, while they're getting me some cheese and the train is waiting for an engine, I thought I'd just tell you a few one-liners. My mother is so well, I might never be king. Knock, knock. I'll send a footman to see who's there. They call me the Prince of Wales, but I'm thinking of changing my name to the Dog and Duck. Oh, you like that? It's very good. My ex-wife was only unfaithful to me on 2 occasions. The 1980s and the 1990s. My God, you're a fucking hard audience. Anyway.
Well done, Hugh. The answer is £100 a day. What is the question?
Is it according to the Sun, how much does the average beggar make a day?
You're ruining by saying a day when it's already got a day in the answer.
Okay. Is it? Let me have another crack at that one.
Repetition of a day. Say it without a day and I'll watch.
What's happening?
Well, I was just about to.
Ed's turned into like the Microsoft paperclip. He's trying to write his letter. You're doing it wrong.
Are you doing a list?
According to the Sun, right, what does a beggar earn?
But we are apparently in the middle of a countryside crime wave. Have you seen this?
If I lived in the country, I'd be delighted if someone did a crime, because I'd be bored out of my mind. Thank God you've turned up with a shotgun to steal my rhubarb. Could you kill me on the way out?
Some bloke sold rhubarb from an allotment. You have to
tag it.
Just
Why don't they tag it?
Imagine the phone call. Just some deranged. They've taken it. It's gone. My prize-winning marrow. Is there no God? You have.
Surely you could just put rhubarb down his sleeves and then go.
Had I been there, well, you can't ever feel sorry for the. That's the lowest rung of criminality, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Finish. Just. I'm going to kill myself here.
Beautiful. Vintage Mock the Week. He brought up the subject just so someone else could do a joke on it. Surely he might have been working towards a punchline. You ignorant.
Jesus. I think the workers will get a higher chair for the joke umpire.
I have a feeling the Microsoft paperclip's taken some cocaine, but... I like it.
That's great. Little animation of the paper go. Good, yes. That's a really good letter.
The point I was going to make is, surely, right, fellas, but surely, if you're a bank robber, you're sexy, you're dangerous, you can get diamonds for your lover. if you steal from allotments, what hope have you got, you know? You've got dirt underneath your fingernails. All you have to offer is broccoli. You know?
Hey, a woman who's going to have sex for broccoli is going to be dirty.
I was wondering if one of the reasons they were trying to steal...
Wouldn't that be... Hang on, sorry to interrupt you, Andy, but wouldn't that be the...
Frankly, I wish to go on the record and say I have now lost control. Now we play a game called What on Earth? What on earth do you say? I've never seen this round before. Why would they introduce a brand new game on show 11 of an 11-week series? No, we're going to do it. It's going to be amazing. I show the panel a topical image from somewhere in the world and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, teams, who on earth is this?
Looks a bit like Peter Kay.
He's a crazy billionaire who's bought Man City.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Does no crazy billionaire build a secret base and kill James Bond anymore? What are you going to do, Bond? I am buying Frank Lampard legally. I think it's going to be great for Man City. I can't wait to hear their team sheet being read out at 5 a.m. from the top of a mosque. Ronaldinho is injured. Yes, he is injured!
All this money they're spending on Manchester City, the team just better not play like Shiite. I'm new in town.
But it's a plaything to these guys, man, right? In 2 years' time, Manchester City will be 3-0 up in the Champions League final, and this guy will just turn to his assistant and go, I am bored now, build me a robot spaniel.
You've got to love Man City. My favourite story about Man City, without doubt, is that they wanted to name one of their stands after a famous player called Colin Bell. So they genuinely wanted a stand called Bell End. You have to... that is genius, isn't it?
If you've got 135 million, don't buy Ronaldo. You could use that money to have all the good players in the other teams killed. Yeah. The end of the transfer window should be like the final scenes in The Godfather, with like Joe Cole just sitting in a sauna while someone strangles him with a towel.
Well, we have no love for our national team, and they clearly don't care when you see them play. What we should do is just really up the ante and just have like Fabio Capello there with a lion, just like that. Go, yeah, oh, you're going to run? Yeah, you're going to run, aren't you? You're going to really run. It's going to matter for wanting your... there you go.
I think it'd be
scary. I can't hold him. I can't hold him. Oh, my arms are getting tired, Wayne. My arms are getting tired.
It would actually be scarier if he just did it naked with an imaginary lion.
With a lion beyond it.
Do you know those leads you get for an invisible dog, right? Which is just like a straight lead with a hoop at the end. And he's going, oh, there goes the lion. There goes the lion.
What a moment that would be, a match of the day. Just like that, just Capello like that. Bollock naked, going, whoa.
England desperately trying to get every game to go into extra time. Yeah, just lose one, he's naked again.
Well, it's never been tried, is it?
The substitutes are stripping off. No, they're not. It's actually Capello. Capello's stripping off again. Oh, no, he's got his menagerie out again. Oh, the giraffe this time, huh?
Joe Cole, it's the hawk for you! The hawk for you, Cole!
Whose number is up this week?
It's Carol Vorderman.
It is, of course, Carol
Yeah.
Vorderman.
Silly old cow.
Yeah, basically...
She got paid £900,000 a year. The people that won Countdown got a T-shirt and a dictionary. And she's only there because old people find it comforting to see the same face. I think, should they be comforted? I'd like to see the person picking the letters dressed up as death. I'd have liked her to have stayed on, but just in a sort of couldn't care less, half-hearted way. Yeah, you've got to get 10,000 with a 5, a 7, an M.
They should just be shuffling around in a dressing gown, just swigging from a can.
She imagines she's indispensable. Oh, they'll never be able to find a younger woman who can use a calculator.
Can I just say that I once got into a lift with Carol Vorderman, absolutely hilariously. I got into a lift, Vorderman was already in the lift, and she was at the numbers. And she was actually at the numbers in the lift, and she looked at me as if to say, I'm in control of these numbers. Where do you want to go? And I think if you can't make a joke at this moment in life, you're in real trouble. So I just went, I'll have one from the top and 5 from anywhere else.
And you got trapped in a lift.
Do you know who I was really panicking now? Because Des is gone and now Carol's gone. I reckon Dictionary Corner are shitting themselves. Do you think they're unionised?
I think they'll be very pleased to be unionised because it's in fact a 9-letter word.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah.
That's quite good. That's really well done. Yeah, right. The next round is called Between the Lines and features Hugh and Greg. Would you make your way to the press pit, please? Greg delivers a speech in the guise of a leading figure on the world stage while Hugh translates what they really mean. Greg, you are American presidential candidate Barack Obama.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to attempt to emulate my political heroes. Luther, Kennedy, Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King, what's wrong with
No, Martin Luther King is fine. It was Luther.
I love the idea your brain's just going, I can offer you the word tangerine, that is it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to attempt to emulate my political heroes. Lincoln, Kennedy, Luther King.
I'm going to be assassinated.
Hillary is a wonderful politician, and I'm delighted to have her continued support.
Loser! Loser!
George Bush has been giving me some tips.
He still thinks I'm the valet. He parks his car.
I have the greatest of respect for all of Senator McCain's achievements.
Oven chips.
I will, of course... I'm sorry, I'm starting to sound like some sort of soul singer now. Yeah, we got it together, didn't we, babe?
There's just a small note from the desk that I get into my ear. Frankie, Hugh, just a tiny editorial just tweak. If we could have stuff which we actually can broadcast.
Nobody mentioned that.
They have been slagging off.
Oh, cramp, man. It's just... Pulling it in your... Sorry, that's
you
really...
managed to get a sports injury in the first 20 minutes of the show.
Sorry.
Morris, dance it off, Russell.
Yeah, I can't, man.
You've got to lie down.
Leave me alone!
Get down, get down!
I don't know what's wrong. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry.
I hope somebody's videoing this for a gay website.
Which bit's
But it's really telling that the two guests in the show ran to help while the regulars all sat here on our fat holes going, he'll bounce back.
Sorry about that.
There was a fly. There wasn't a fly. There genuinely was. There was a...
Did you catch it?
No, I didn't. What am I, the fucking Karate Kid or something? No, I didn't.
Is it, in the last round of Mock the Week, scenes we'd like to see, how many goes am I going to get to go before...
To go?
To go. To go before Russell interrupts me because I've mispronounced what I was trying to say.
The way you three, particularly like that looked like the evolution of man.
We could be walking like that. We'll have to turn that way.
Saying, weren't they, that Hurricane Katrina was down to... I'll start that again.
What were they saying?
I've got goo. I've got goo all over my face.
What?
Not the first time either.
Don't say that, mate.
Ding,
Don't say
ding.
that.
Do you think I look like Pierce Brosnan with a mouthful of sweets?
At the end of that round... OK, sorry, I'll do it without slouching quite as much.
At the end of the round, bring me more wine.
You get iron in your shirt, right? You just there.
In a vest, like a fat Marlon Brando at the end of his career. Just, what? Oh, yeah, points for Russell, and then back.
As it's the last week, let's just have you with, like, a rotisserie chicken.
OK. The next topic is things you didn't hear at the Olympics.
I am the little girl from the opening ceremony. This is my real voice.
That gymnast is so supple. If my wife could do that, we'd still be together.
Chinese athlete with number 36 in his chest. That means he's a chicken chow mein.
And it's gold for Ireland!
Well, that'll be low marks for synchronicity, but high marks for execution. Clean shot to the head, backwards off the board, pool full of blood, magnificent.
Next, over to Gabby Logan, who's going to tell us whether or not she's a transvestite.
And it...
Go on, go again, man, go again. Do it.
And I'm not letting you off for the last Ireland joke. You're not getting on again for the rest of the show. You are not doing another one for the rest of the show, all right?
You've just been...
Oh, let's look at the clock. It's more interesting than the show jumping.
The one thing we're all thinking during the Olympics, doesn't Claire Balding look like Eddie Izzard?
Nobody can touch this Russian gymnast, except their coach and their uncle.
And here comes...
Well, what a morning. We've got medals in the Yingling, Tiddly and Poe.
Next, the rhythmic gymnastics. You might want to start beating out your own rhythm at home.
And here...
And the French have 4 faults. Their language, their food, underarm hair, and the fact that they are French.
A surprise in the canoeing, where the British athlete has gone missing.
It was after I heard the buzzer that I realised there was one thing I hadn't heard at the Olympics, right, was fuck it.
The next topic is things that would change the atmosphere at a dinner party.
Ignore the banging. She's been in there for 24 years.
Help yourself to Nibbles. He was our favourite hamster, but it's what he would have wanted.
Are you sure this is pork? Well, it's just because Mike Crackling has a tattoo.
Don't worry, we don't say grace. We just sacrifice a child to the great god Imhotep.
Doorbell! Excellent, that'll be Heather Mills and James Blunt. Hope he's brought his guitar.
I hope nobody's allergic to nuts, because I like to rest mine on the table.
Well, this is absolutely lovely. I say we all raise a glass to the Fuhrer!
10 of you arrived. Only one will leave.
Anyway, long story short, after about 2 hours you couldn't tell what was poo and what was chocolate.
There is a vegetarian option. You can fuck off.